cable for this little video. What I've got here is the R32 GTR rear diff, so nothing too crazy. It's actually in really good condition, doesn't make any noises. It's super tight, just the way it should be for an R32 GTR. No leaking, nothing like that, but what I am going to do is I want to split this casing, so I want to take this front cover off so I can give it a nice sort of like OEM matte aluminium finish on there. I can tidy up all the bolts. Also want to split these half shafts, so I'll show you how that's done. It's pretty easy really. There's a seal in between there and in between this one and in here, so I'll inspect the seals. They should be pretty good. So I don't think I'll replace those. And then I want to obviously inspect inside the diff. I'm not going to take out the actual LSD or anything because like I said, it was running really good. And then I want to paint all of this rear housing a nice black, as well as this coupler as well. So I hope you like and hopefully you learned something. Okay, so there it is, pretty much split down. If you haven't seen inside one of these, this is obviously just the front cover, and then you've got like this little baffle set up for the drain plug. You've got two drain plugs, both of them have magnetic factory. This one with a little flathead screwdriver on the top, little screw, that's on the actual outlet of the sump, and that's on the inlet where you fill up the oil. So inlet, outlet, not like it really matters because the thread pitches are the same, the depth is pretty much the same. Here are the half shafts, so you'll see that one's longer than the other. The longer one goes on the let's say passenger side. It's nice and easy on the passenger side. These two clips that clip into here, little sort of, I guess, covers to protect this trigger point. So this is the trigger that when you run your, I guess, ABS sensor, the ABS sensor will sit there. And then this is the trigger teeth that it sort of picks up on. So I don't know if it's the wheel speed sensor or the ABS sensors or whatever, but that's what that's for, and that's a little protector for it. Inside the rear diff, nice and easy, just your standard sort of setup. So power comes in through the rear here, spins this puppy, which there's a gear behind there, which connects onto that, so that can spin. And then these spin, and then your half shafts go all the way through and connect onto your drive shafts. A little bit of a 101, but most people understand that already. Some people don't. Okay, so what we do have is we have a damaged threaded end on the end of the shaft here. So it's my only one where I've had to smack it with a hammer, and I'll show you in some clips in a second of the condition of it. So a couple of ways we could get around this. Tap and die set, but I can't get it started because it's kind of mushroomed. someone mentioned on one of the videos that I could get a thread file. So that's this puppy here. And it's got all the different pitch sizes inside it and everything. And pretty much all you do, if you haven't seen one, I had never seen one before, is you find the pitch, thread pitch that it is, and you just pretty much clean out the threads. So a little tip I think is that you use the good threads, start on them and start overlapping into the bad. Go with that technique, see what happens. Okay, so great news. We have the thread all working 100%. Took a bit of effort, I'm not going to lie, so this is a few days later from starting it, because obviously we've got to go to work. But, boom. So, a thread file, took care of it, tidied up all the threads. I still did use the angle grinder, obviously, just to trim down a little bit, because it was a little mushed up. Just the file, manipulating it, getting it all working. And then once I was able to obviously get it started, I was using an impact drive just to go in and out, in and out, in and out, clean it, anti-seize, being very careful not to stuff or bind up the threads. And she goes on all the way, comes off, and it's 100%, so super happy with that. These shafts can go in with the diff, and the diff's all painted, ready to rock and roll with new seals and gaskets, and the diff is boom, voila. So what do we got here? Obviously you can see I've got the rear diff all pretty much finished, ready to rock and roll. These little carriers, I painted them up a nice ceramic silver. I had to get 2 new seals, even though I said I possibly wasn't going to. When I took those out, they were like, you could see that they're fully worn out. So I just ripped them right out. 2 new seals, so I'll do a close-up of the part number on that. And then a new gasket, I'll do the part number on that for the top. One of the lads did mention that I should get the PRP billet aluminium hat for this, and I should do. I really want to. I don't know if I will, because it is $1,200, another $1,200. There's many $1,200 parts on here, many. But oh, it would be so nice, wouldn't it? So if you don't know, PRP are absolute legends. They make insane parts for GTRs, RBs, a lot of cars actually, 2Js, 4G63s, all that type of stuff. But I'll probably install all of this, and then before it goes on the road, I'll decide, I'm just gonna do it, so I'll have to pull it out. But anyway, I'll be able to put all this together, put those shafts in, and she'll be one step closer to greatness, which is amazing. Okay, so if you didn't know, this part here goes into the housing itself, and this little sort of like, it's not a 45, but this little sort of like seal here goes over this on that side there. So boom, press these puppies in. Now obviously you want to be a little bit careful. Now I've got this bearing and seal driver set. Don't know if I can use it on these ones, but I will quite nice, this kit. Boom. It's pretty nice, isn't it? All aluminium. Okay, so I did lose some footage because the camera got too hot. Anyway, seals went in really well. I found out it was better if I used this flat side. I think that's probably the way you're supposed to use it, because I was using this tapered side, flat side, and it goes in really easy actually. So both sides are ready to rock and roll. Now I've got these little cages that go around, and there's these little notches machined in. And those notches sort of go in those little holes there. So it should be pretty easy to install. Okay. Next up is fitting this teaser system. So in my previous videos, if you haven't seen them a little while back, I've disconnected this, disassembled the whole entire thing. I had some of the brackets powder coated, I cleaned up all of the center housing, painted some of these, cleaned it right up because it was filthy. Being on top of the diff, it's understandable. But now she's super fresh. She's about to go on. So this is one of the last pieces. So a teaser system will go on. I'll put the half shafts on there that are drying from being painted. Happy days. Got the shafts in, all painted. Got the carriers, got the new seals in there. I've polished this up the best I can do. Would like the PRP cover. Got the teaser system on there. Happy days, all painted. Ready to rock and roll. Let's get some shafts in. Okay, let's get some shafts in. Putting some anti-seize on there, because the last time it seized up, I had to fix the thread, didn't I? So it's not going to happen again. Now I'm pretty sure the shorter shaft goes in this side, longer shaft goes in there, because if I remember, I was belting this side. So hopefully I'm right, because I hate having to do things twice. Okay, tomorrow's job, I've had enough. Okay, so now's the next day and I lost the audio, so I'm just doing a bit of a voiceover. So all I'm sort of explaining here is I've put the shafts in and I used an impact driver with the nut on there, and I was able to pull the shafts in. And then basically I'm just going to lay down here and I'm going to put this onto my chest and I'll press the diff up in there. So you're going to see me struggle on this, and it is a little bit of a laugh because I try every technique possible to hold this diff up. And yeah, you'll see that now. So I'll press it up and I start spinning around, doing all sorts of stuff. I don't even know what I'm up to, but I'm just trying to survive, because the last thing you want to do is drop that thing on yourself. What does it weigh? It probably weighs 50 kilos. Nah, not quite that. Maybe 40 kilos. She's a beast. Anyway, I finally get a bolt in here and I'm starting to run out of breath here. And I'm starting to fatigue, that's for sure. So there's, I'll
dear. Yeah, there we go. Finally got it in. And you'll see in a second, I'm knackered. Oh my God, that's a survival face right there. So super happy I got it in though. Very happy about that. And here's the final sort of masterpiece. I'll do a little video on it. But she's looking pretty saucy underneath here. I haven't connected the CV shafts to the diff half shafts just because I don't have the nuts and bolts. Well, I couldn't find them anyway. So that's easy to do. I haven't plugged the wiring in, but that's obviously super simple to do as well. But I got the sway bar on. I've got the powder coated brackets and stuff. I've got the Super Pro bushings all in there and looking happy days. So pretty wrapped with it all looking nice and complete now. Kind of looks like you wouldn't want to drive it, but I'm definitely going to drive this thing. This thing's going to do 9 seconds. Sylvia's going to do 10s. This will do 9s. Pretty easy to do 9s. Well, it's not easy, but easy to do 9s in the GTR with 800 horsepower and 4-wheel drive. So, yeah, hope you like. Let me know what you think.